What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Busy Dad's Board Gaming. I'm Neil Odette, and today we're going to be peeling back the plastic and doing an unboxing of The Coldest Night. So let's dive right into it. So taking a look at the front of the game, The Coldest Night, you can see that it was a game designed by Brian Bourgoin and published by Indie Boards and Cards, who was actually kind enough to provide this game to me. It looks like somebody is warming their hands over the fire, possibly their own personal effects thrown into the fire. So we'll turn over the box and see exactly what's going on here. So as you can see here on the back of the box, see a little bit of flavor text on what the game's about. Will you make it to sunrise? The sky goes white as the blizzard rolls in. You manage to make it to shelter, but the night has only just begun. Scavenge what you can from the abandoned lodge and keep your fire going, or you won't survive till sunrise. The Coldest Night is a cooperative card game where players must strategically sequence which pieces of kindling they throw into a communal fire. Plan carefully, because if the fire goes out, your fate is sealed. Here we have what is likely the phases of the game. So 1, add kindling to the fire. 2, burn off the oldest card. And 3, keep the fire from going out. It's 1 to 4 players, 14 plus, and takes about 20 minutes. So let's peel this back and see what's on the inside. So as soon as we open up the box, you see right on top are the rules. Goes over the components, setup overview, card anatomy. Then you get into the actual gameplay. So it looks like it is broken down into 3 phases. So frostbite removal phase, main phase, and cleanup. That is further explained as you go down. We flip it over here, carries on with the explanation of the phases. Looks like communication restrictions. So that should be interesting. So in some form or another, you'll be restricted with regards to communication between players. How the game ends. So it looks like there's 3 different ways the game can end. The fire pit has 0 cards in it. You lose the game. You need to gain a frostbite card, but the frostbite deck is empty. You lose the game. The kindling deck is empty, and every player has no kindling cards in their hand. You win. Further on down, we get into effect clarifications, and then single player variant. So that's pretty good. So under the rule book, it looks like we have some tokens here. Alcohol, axe, backpack, blanket, cabinet, cellar key, emergency supplies, kerosene, and lighter fluid. Looks like these will award you specific boons when used. So draw 2 cards, add top card to the fire, 3 heat, 2 heat, etc. So it'll be interesting to see how those will come into play as the game progresses. And then finally, under that, you have the actual kindling. So what is going to keep your fire alive? So essentially the way it works is you have up to 4 cards in your fire pit. This will tell you what heat level the fire is at. So if you add up all 4 cards, it'll tell you what the heat level is at. So in this case, it would be 4. And then on the right side here is you have your actual ash value. So you're not able to play a card to the fire unless the ash value is equal to or less than the current total of the fire. So essentially the way you win the game is by actually using all the kindling in the house, so in this case the deck, throughout the night to keep the fire going. Throughout that, you'll get frostbitten, things of that nature that will cause you to suffer certain effects. For instance, fatigue. You cannot use lucky find tokens on your turn. Violent shivering. You cannot play kindling cards with even heat values. So things like that will keep you from being able to play cards, and thus making it harder and harder for you to keep the fire going. In the back here we have reference cards, so effect reference and the turn reference, so that'll come in handy. It is 1 to 4 players, so obviously there are 4, but that is pretty much it for the Cold Night. Thanks for tuning in. If you're not already a subscriber, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, leave a like on the video, and please feel free to share it with family and friends as it helps grow the channel. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Links for everything in the description below. But until next time, as always, thanks for watching and happy gaming.